Hey, East Side. Joining me here today is Dina. Dina, you're a celebrity on the East Side. So, our project on 26th and Southeastern is moving along nicely.
Yes.
Let's start on the west end on 26th Street. What is happening on the west end?
Okay. All of the ramps on and off of southbound 229 and northbound 229 are all now completed.
Okay, so paved.
Paved,
Okay.
yes.
And are they open to traffic?
The ones that are open to traffic will remain open to traffic. At this time, we will not open anything new.
Okay.
For the simple reason of when we open the new ramps or the new lanes, it changes the traffic patterns, how people enter and exit 26th Street.
Okay.
And with our limited lanes on 26th Street, it causes complications. So we're just going to leave what is open today, open today.
So the southbound off and on
Yes.
is open. So
Yes.
what is the only movement that is not open right now?
Yeager Road is
Okay.
not opened, and the northbound 229 is pushed to one side.
Okay.
And we are not allowing the southbound or the turn onto northbound
Okay.
229. We're not allowing that one.
People can still leave 229 to get on to 26th Street.
Right,
Okay.
yes.
All right, and we have a new signal then at the southbound ramps, and how is that working out?
Yes, that's working out great. Yep,
Okay.
it's in a temporary location now, obviously, because we haven't finished the north half
Right.
of 26th Street. But yeah, that will be the permanent location of the new signals.
Okay, so what about the remainder of 26th Street then on that west end? Is that going to be under construction yet in 2019?
It is up to the contractor right now.
Okay.
That portion that is not paved, that is kind of the contractor's removing dirt in that area, that is technically to be done in 2020.
Okay.
It's up to the contractor if he wants to do that work yet in 2019, and that'll depend on his other work in other locations.
Okay, so last thing on the west side then, Yeager Road, you said is not open to traffic yet. With school starting, can you kind of give our viewers an understanding of why we aren't going to open that up?
Sure. We are not opening it up only for the fact that it causes additional traffic movements on 26th Street that we're just not quite sure can handle it yet.
Okay.
If the need arises, if the traffic wants it open, I guess, if it needs it open, then we'll look at other options. But for now, we're going to leave it closed.
Okay. So as we continue eastward then, the interstate bridges, what is the status of the interstate new bridge?
The interstate bridge is moving along great. They're working on their last pier, and hopefully in the next month or maybe a little bit more, we'll be looking at setting girders.
And that typically has an interstate closure at night, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. There will be interstate closures with that when they set the girders,
Okay.
and we will set out press releases and use the message boards accordingly.
That's just something for our viewers to watch for and to
Yes.
come. Okay.
Yep.
So then as we continue, we have the bridge over the river, which is continuing.
Yes.
And is it slightly on schedule, a little bit behind because of the rain, or?
There have been some complications with some private utilities on
Okay.
that bridge. They're still working through those difficulties, and they're just doing the best they can.
Right, and I noticed, when we do have weather that's, 2 or 3 weeks or at least 2 weeks of dryness, they're making serious headway when they can.
That really helps.
Yeah, so continuing on, we had an update from Chad Cucker on the retaining wall with the wave pattern. So that retaining wall is really coming along nicely.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is. They're doing a great job. We hope in the next week, maybe 2 weeks at most, that wall should be completed.
Oh, wonderful. So then tell me about the grade then of Southeastern on that south leg and then also on 26th Street. Is that grade nearly complete?
Nearly. There's a few feet left of dirt that needs to be placed on there. We also need to do the water main hookup that hooks what we newly installed on Southeastern up to what's live on 26th Street.
Okay.
And then do some storm sewer work, and then it's ready for gravel base and
Wonderful.
paving. Yeah.
So it's, beginning of September. There's still a lot of construction season, hopefully, yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully the weather stays nice for us.
All right, so bike trail is still open. We talked about Rotary Park last time being open. I see people are using it. Is any special impacts on the pedestrians or bicyclists that we need to let people know about?
The bike path will remain as is. We'll continue to use the box culvert. However, there will be a new pedestrian detour for the sidewalk on 26th Street.
Okay.
Like I said, on that west side, they were doing the removals on the north side there. That has removed the sidewalk. So we're putting a detour in place. Unfortunately, it is difficult cross both the interstate and the river, so it is going to get a little lengthy, but it will be safe.
Okay, so that'll be in press release will come out about that.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's what happens. We impact vehicles as well as bicyclists and pedestrians.
That's right.
Well, what a great update. Thank you so much for your time. Do you have anything else you want to tell our drivers that are going through the corridor?
Thank you for your patience. We know it's tight lanes. There's a lot of action going on, so
Yes.
we just appreciate your patience.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll be back in a month.
Thank you.
On to our next update. All right, West Side Sioux Falls. We're going to have an update on the 69th Street project. We welcome back Carrie. We haven't been out here for a while.
Nope, it's been about a month.
A lot going on.
Yes.
Finally see some concrete down.
Yep.
So where are we at with the concrete paving?
So far, we've paved the south lanes from just west of Beale Place all the way to Connie.
Okay.
They're just finishing up all the tie-ins to the side streets like Connie, Mogan, Beale Place. And then we do plan to switch traffic over to this new pavement in the next probably 2 weeks,
Okay.
so that we can start tearing up the north side.
So early September then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so are you preparing anything special for school traffic, or really don't have much school traffic around here?
Shouldn't be much school traffic around
Okay.
here, so we aren't really doing anything different to prepare for that, no.
Okay. So it has been kind of dry, so the contractor's been able to move along quickly. Has there been any challenges besides the rain?
No, we've run into some groundwater issues, but most of our problems have been water related, yes.
Okay. So after the project, or after the south half gets paved, then the contractor will come in and remove everything on the north half? Are there still utilities that need to go under on the north half?
There are a few small utilities that we'll have to work on, like hydrant leads and things like that. So after they get that existing pavement removed, there will be a short span of utility work, and then we can get right down to treating the base again and start paving that side as well.
So theoretically, the north side should go a little faster.
It should,
Okay,
yep.
okay. And we still have those accesses to businesses all along the entire corridor?
When we flip traffic, the north side will be the ones affected. With the Avera complexes, with the heart hospital and behavioral health, we're always maintaining access there at one point or another.
Okay.
We will have Sharon, Connie, or Mogan shut down to the north when we flip traffic, but we'll always leave one of them open so that people have access through there.
Okay, so this fall, it's certainly with Citibank opening, and then also with our project at 57th Street in Solberg being done, so everything else kind of around us is done, and I think 49th Street is also open to traffic.
Yep.
So this will be the last project in the area then.
Yeah, we're hoping to finish up in November.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to tell our viewers? What will it be totally complete in 2019, or will you be coming back next year?
We will be coming back next year for sure for the signal work. Those have a long lead time, so we'll have stop signs where we plan to put in signals, which is at Beale and Mogan. Those actual signals won't show up until probably February.
Okay, so that's a four-way stop? Or-
We will just have stop signs on the
Okay.
side streets as it was before the project.
Okay.
Until the signals come in.
Okay. So that's good. A lot of progress made, but we're definitely going to come back in a month to see how close we are to being totally paved.
Yes.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hey, Sioux Falls. We got a really exciting process that we're just trying out in Sioux Falls. We welcome to the show Nick from Ecologics. Welcome.
Hi, Shannon.
So tell me what we're doing here on 20th Street by the hospital.
So today we're going to use our patented e-pulse technique to try and get an idea of like what kind of condition the water main is in.
So the water main is about 6 feet under. Do you
Yep.
know what the diameter of the water main is? It's probably about 12, 18 inch maybe or so.
I think the one we're working on today is a 16-inch water main cast iron.
Okay.
And what we're doing is we're trying to measure the speed of sound traveling in the pipe to give us an idea of the structural integrity of it.
Wow, the speed of sound. So tell me how that works.
Well, what we do is we set up 2 points along the main, one
Okay.
right behind me and one just up the hill there. And what we
Okay.
do is we try to induce a noise from outside of those sensors and measure the time delay.
Okay.
And when we compare that to the distance we measure on the ground, we kind of get an idea of this, that we can compare it and get the speed.
So how do you get the noise? How do you get the noise in the pipe?
Simply put, we really just have a guy with a hammer hitting a fire hydrant.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
and
it's that
then you
simple.
just measure that.
Yeah, we have a lot of other techniques, but today we're just keeping it simple, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, so that will, however fast the sound travels, that will tell us what then?
So the speed of sound traveling kind of in the structure of the pipe is related to the stiffness and all the material properties of it.
Okay.
And so kind of the stiffer the pipe is, the faster speed will travel. And if you
Okay.
think of that as material, the more material there's there, the faster the speed of sound will be. So based on how the speed of sound changes to what we're expecting a brand new pipe to sound like, it gives us an idea of how much degradation has occurred.
Okay, so we probably will use this. In this particular pipe, I believe it's probably over 50 or 60 years old. So this is one of those things that we would want to see without ripping up the street, what condition our pipe is in. Then.
It's for all you know, the pipe could be in perfectly good shape.
Right.
It's really it's always useful for a water utility to be able to determine if a pipe is just old or truly impaired.
Okay. So this is the first time you've come to Sioux Falls. Are you a nationwide company?
So we're based in Toronto.
Okay.
Our parent company is Mueller Water Products. So you may have seen us on these fire hydrants and a bunch of other like fittings. But we're a Canadian-based acoustics firm that was acquired a couple of years back, and we do business all over the world.
Okay.
We do business across the U.S. I think a month ago I was in a project visiting in the U.K.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. So we'll take this information, the City of Sioux Falls water team will take this information and decide basically if we have to repair and replace the water pipe. Is that kind of eventually where we'll get with your information?
I mean, like one piece of information alone in a vacuum isn't always helpful, but it's a good way to kind of compare against your records and
Okay.
compare it to other pipes that have had histories of breaks as well. It's a really great way to kind of get like a qualitative, good, bad, moderate understanding of these water mains without being invasive. And that's really kind of the big struggle whenever you want to test like a drinking water main, is if you have to send something into the pipe, it's like really expensive. You're always
Right.
worried you're going to lose it. It goes into a pump, you know.
Right, and right next to the hospital, we're very sensitive on that water use. Well, very exciting news. Thank you so much for your time today.
No problem.
Hey, Sioux Falls, for any construction project updates in your area, please go to siouxfalls.org under street construction. See you on the streets.